Everybody, it's your boy Dave Mo. Dave Mo Flips. You already know what it is. So I tried to make a little short for you guys with this nonsense that's going on with ACV, but I'm gonna go a little bit more in depth in terms of what's going on. So we bought this car 7 days ago. I dropped a video, and I ordered ACV transport for it. And according to ACV, if you look down here at the arbitration policy, I have 3 days remaining to open an arbitration. When you buy a car through ACV, okay, I'm just going to keep flipping through the photos while I talk. When you buy a car through ACV, that's green light, you're automatically given 10 days arbitration from the purchase date, okay? It's a very simple concept. 10 days from the day you win it. So, let's just say today is Wednesday. I won the car on Wednesday. I paid for the car and I'm able to pick it up on Wednesday. That starts my 10 days. If I can't pick it up till Monday, now I've eaten through because it started on Wednesday. So Wednesday's 1, Thursday's 2, Friday's 3, Saturday's 4, Sunday's 5. I picked it up on day 6. I have no problem with that, okay? So I contact my ACV rep today and I'm like, hey, what's going on with my car? You know, obviously I want my car, number one. Number two, I'm noticing that my arbitration policy is running out of time, that my arbitration window is running out of time. Let me say that. They said, oh, don't worry about it. Okay, so I'm not going to worry about it. And I'm assuming by not worrying about it, that means that when the car gets delivered, I'll have 10 days. She follows up with, don't worry about it. When the car gets delivered, you'll have 48 hours to inspect the vehicle, not counting Sunday. Well, I say to her, that doesn't seem fair, right? That doesn't seem like a good business practice. It certainly doesn't seem like a good business practice that their money is made, honestly, in two ways, right? Number one, ACV does great inspections, or at least takes a lot of great photos of the vehicle. Number two, they greenlight the majority of their cars, which means that they're offering you warranties on the majority of their cars. A 10-day warranty, 150 miles at that. So now if you're taking, and if I'm paying you, the company, to ship my vehicle, it's my opinion that my arbitration window should not start until the day it arrives. Now, this car is a Mercedes-Benz. There's a lot of things that could go wrong with this car. You're going to tell me that I have a job, right? I work. Or if I own a dealership, which I do, if I'm a single person, I would have to leave my dealership, start driving this car around, potentially break down, get someone to tow me back to my shop, etc., etc. All these things can happen because ACV does not road test their cars. Let's be clear here. They parking lot drive them. FYI, if you have a car and you're worried about a transmission issue, ACV is not the place to buy them because they don't road test them. So she says to me, don't worry, you got 48 hours. I was like, well, that doesn't really seem fair. Like I said, her answer was, well, we're going to just, we're trying to work on it. There's nothing we can do. Okay. So just as a heads up, guys, if you think that you're going to have ACV transport your car, that is not the case. I mean, yes, you can, but you're not going to get the full 10 days. So right now, this car is on day 7. We are still waiting for them. It's only been dispatched. That means that a carrier has not accepted the job yet. I did not dictate the terms, nor did I dictate the price, nothing. ACV offered it, I took it, end of story. But it's kind of one of these things where, in my opinion, it's messed up. It's kind of like ACV selling cars that aren't good and not standing behind their policy. The whole reason why people use ACV, in my opinion, is number one, they came out at a great time. They came out during the pandemic. And they were actually out prior to the pandemic. They didn't take off until the pandemic. This is a company that the pandemic really helped skyrocket. Because you could stay in your office nice and safe with your mask on all by yourself and buy cars. Perfect. Their warranties, they were great. If we don't announce it, it's warranted as long as we put the green light on it. Excellent. It was great for car dealers. I hate to say this, but I'm going to say it. It was great for car dealers who wanted to sell, sometimes some junk. For instance, right back to the transmission. Hey, I know I could erase the codes. I know the car doesn't shift past third gear. Chances are you're not going to get past first gear in a parking lot of a car dealership. There's other cars there. Okay. Now, I've sold cars on ACV, and I've actually asked the inspection guy, I said, hey, take a ride with me real quick. I'll take this thing on 275 and I'll hit 80 miles per hour for you. And I want you to make a note. Took a 3-mile ride with the dealer. We hit 80 miles per hour. You can take a photo of the speedometer at that speed. They wouldn't do it because, again, I wanted top dollar for my vehicle, and I wanted to show that my car was well worth the bidding price that I wanted, and I wanted people to feel good bidding. I know I would spend more money if I seen a photo like that, or the inspector wrote that. But anyway, guys, back to the moral of the story. In my opinion, and tell me what you guys think in the comments below. In my opinion, only if I use ACV transport. I want to be clear here. I'm not using my transport. I'm not using Ready Logistics. I'm not using Central Dispatch. I am using ACV transport. I believe my 10 days should not start counting down until it is delivered to my location. That, to me, is the most fair way to treat your dealers. Because in my opinion, you have to look out for your sellers just as much as you look out for your buyers. Because without buyers, you could have all the sellers in the world. Without sellers, you could have all the buyers in the world. And let me tell you something. Manheim is not far behind ACV in terms of how they're trying to take photos of their cars and how they're trying to get this online thing going. If you look at IAAI, they now have audio recordings of the engines. I know a few years ago when I was dealing with IAAI, they did not have that. So this company, ACV, is, in fact, in my opinion, leading the way. They're breaking down boundaries. They still have a lot to go. I've been a huge supporter of ACV. You guys could look back to all my videos. I've purchased so many cars. I never slammed them. They've always pretty much done the right thing by me. And I really can't be that upset. But in this situation, what's right is right and what's not right is not right. And I believe that this is wrong. I wholeheartedly believe what they're doing in this situation is just a bad business practice. You should not. So keep this in mind, guys. They're taking away 80% of my warranty when that car arrives after the 10-day period. So 10 days, at this point right now, if the car arrived tomorrow, I still only have 20% of the time I purchased. I purchased that car with a 10-day warranty on it. When it arrives, because of them, they've already eaten up 80% of my warranty. I have not been compensated for that time. They didn't say, hey, Dave, you know what? Let me do the right thing. Here's $100. Boom. We're going to credit your account because we ate up so much of your time. Nope, they're not saying that. That's basically, to me, a 3-day warrant, a 2-day warranty. That's all it is now. It's just a 2-day warranty. And I can hear you naysayers in the back. I can hear you guys. Oh, well, why do you need 10 days to inspect a car? Life. That's why, motherfucker. Life. Because life happens. Because if that car gets dropped off tomorrow, it's Thursday. If I have something going on in my life Thursday and Friday, now I can't focus on that car. That's why. That's why I like 10 days. Because in 10 days, I have 10 days grace to get to inspect that car. If Leroy is busy at his shop, putting in work, putting in a transmission, putting in an engine, putting in whatever it is he's got going on at his shop, now he's only got 2 days to take that car in, get it on a computer, diagnose it, etc., etc. It's just not fair. I only want what I pay for. If you went to the store and purchased a gallon of milk and they handed you a pint, would you be okay with that? That's what I'm talking about here. I purchased a car, it had 10 days on it, I used their transport. When it arrives, I believe I should still have 10 days. Am I being a stickler, guys? Am I asking for too much? Like, I don't know, you tell me. Leave it in the comments down below. Either way, the conversation ended with the rep as basically, fuck you, you're going to get 48 hours and you're going to like it. You know what I mean? And that's just how it is with ACV. So that's that, guys. I hope, I want to see what you guys think. I want to see what you guys think.